AITA for making my grandmother cry. My grandmother begins telling me very personal details of my great-aunts, her sister, health and medical procedure she had done recently. Now my aunt has always lived very far away and I think I've met her in person maybe 5 times in my entire almost 34 years of life. We have no relationship and are not close at all. I said to her, "This sounds like very personal information you are sharing." My grandmother becomes angry with me over this statement, is insanely offended. I tell her I was not trying to offend her and I apologize if I have, but it sounded like something my great-aunt shared with her in confidence and I know I myself would not like my personal details about my health procedure shared. My aunt did not reach out to me myself to share these. My grandmother very angrily says, "She's your aunt. It's family, maybe call her. See how she's doing." I can do that, but I feel like respectfully people's health that they share with you shouldn't be shared unless they want it shared. She becomes more hostile and started asking unrelated questions about cleaning and begins crying saying, "She's family," and walks away. I go on about my business and think, okay, but flip the tables. I have had very significant health issues, including a heart attack at 30 and almost died. Has she ever called me during these times? Have you ever told her about my personal health procedures or issues that I have told you in confidence, and have you ever told her, "She's your niece, you should call her"? Am I the asshole for upsetting my grandmother by setting boundaries and letting her feel uncomfortable and that it's inappropriate to share these personal details? Keep in mind, this is not the first time she has done this and has shared details of other friends and family, and I have told her how I feel about these things being talked about. NTA, I suspect your grandmother is stressed about her sister and talking about it makes her feel better, even if it's gossipy talking. My mom does this sometimes, where she gets upset and calls me and tells me all the horrible things that have happened to people lately. I usually don't know those people and hearing the litany of doom isn't fun. It also doesn't actually help my mom. She wants to get it out of her head by dumping it on me, but she's just stewing in it for longer. We had to have a talk about boundaries and how I love her but can't always be the person to dump on, especially as her daughter. I suggested she find someone to talk to, like a therapist, and she ended up talking to her pastor. It helped, although now I feel a little bad for the pastor. Grandma probably cried because she was already upset and stressed and she feels like you diminished her concerns, which is absolutely not what happened. She probably also feels criticized and that is upsetting too. AITA for asking my kids not to tell their cousins that Santa isn't real? My kids are 7 and 8 and we've never been Christmas people. We have our own traditions, but we don't make a big deal over it. We were planning to visit family for Christmas this year, so I asked them not to spoil their cousin's belief in Santa. I posted about it on social media, saying that I'm trying my best not to break the kids' hearts. One cousin got really offended by it for some reason. I'd apologize to her if I knew what had bothered her, but she didn't say a word to me. I only found out about it when we were uninvited to Christmas dinner. The family wants to avoid a scene. They know I wouldn't do anything, but that she would. Uninviting us instead of her tells me that everyone is taking her side and that they see me as AITA? NTA, I am seriously confused about what your cousin got offended by in the first place. Like, is she mad because she tells her kids to tell other children there is no Santa and now she's mad because she feels you shamed her? I don't get it. Either way, it's weird that your family uninvited you because she can't be trusted to not bring drama, and if I were you, I would be pissed. AITA for not telling my fiance everything? Years ago my girlfriend, now fiance, and I broke up. When that happened I was devastated. She went to school an hour away and was gone during the semesters, leaving me in our hometown. I later found out from her hometown best friend she was talking to a guy before we broke up and she left me for him. During a 2-month period before my ex was supposed to come home, I started getting closer to her best friend in that time. When my ex finally came home she toyed with the idea of getting back with me, but she also started talking to one of her previous exes. When I found out she had been talking to this guy in the college town, me, and one of her exes, I got really depressed and ended up sleeping with her best friend. Fast forward through a bunch of drama, we ended up back together. I later proposed to her and she said yes. It's been 4 years since that incident and I never told her what happened with me and her best friend. I knew it would destroy her and I knew only telling her would hurt her. Well, the other day someone I didn't know found out and made a joke to her about it. She asked me about it and I broke down and told her the truth. Now she's been verbally torturing me. I feel like absolute shit for not telling her sooner, but now our relationship is crumbling away. She says she won't leave me but refuses to ever have sex again. Do I actually deserve what's being given to me? AITA? NTA. Does your fiance really love you, or are you just the best choice to marry? Either way, your relationship sounds like hell. You don't deserve that treatment and you were not dating when you slept with her friend. Sure, you should have told her when you got back together, or before, because that is a big deal for other people. I don't think you can salvage this and she sounds toxic. Esh, this all sounds like way too much drama for me to want to marry into. I'm normally of the opinion that people don't need to tell their partners everything about their past, but since it was with her friend, I feel like it was pretty assholish on both your part and the friend's part to not tell her. But, I'm not going to lie, your fiancé sounds exhausting with bouncing around and being unsure of what she wants.